the most fun podcast I ever done thus far. Okay, so I gotta give you guys that.
I win.
We're just talking. We're going on within an hour, and it's just like I don't even want to stop. So
that's what happens. I need
man,
you to tell
that means a
people
lot, bro.
Yes,
we are game changers.
You know what it takes to keep people engaged. That's the hardest thing to do, and you guys do it like flawless. One question after another. I love it.
Hey, we appreciate you, man. You're making it easy too, bro. You make it easy. You make it very easy for us too, man.
Well, since we're already recording, and since we're already trying to make sure that we find a way to get engagement, we're going to go ahead and have El Patronn help us out on this jump box. So let me explain, El Patronn, what it is that the jump box actually is. Okay. We do what we discussed this earlier. You find a way to, address a negative, unveil the positive, connect it to the battery, and then poof, give power to the battery, give power to the machine that is going to charge us forward. So right now, being that it is that you have so many free things going on, you have so much action that you're actually taking, you got a book, you got a second book that you're working on, a couple other things that we won't talk about now that are brewing in the background. What is it that you would say that right now every car dealership needs, whether you're selling on the floor or you're running a store, what is it that they actually need right now to jumpstart their game? What kind of tip would you give all car guys and car gals at whatever level to jumpstart their battery if they're in still mode, if their battery just went dead, the COVID-19 deadness? What would you add in giving them a jolt into action?
I got it. Okay. Yeah, the one in the box. Those are the new ones. Sorry about that. All right, so if you need, right now, you need to come up with a game plan. Okay, number one, you need to outline that game plan, how you're going to tell the customer. Because remember, this is new. Obviously, it's digital retailing, but we're being forced to do it in basically 2 days, right? Or in a week. You just came like no more, selling one-on-one, right? Everything is over the phone. Everything is, Zoom calls or whatever. So number one, you need to make sure you have that message on the website that you are open remotely. You need to explain to people how is it going to work, right? Are you talking to one person? Are you submitting a lead? And you got to explain on how it's going to work. So are you delivering the car to them? Are you not delivering the vehicle to them? So there's customers that call. At the beginning, they would call and say, hey, are you guys open? I'm sending out videos, 1,000 texts a day saying, yes, we're open. Call me for an appointment. Yes, we're open. I'll deliver the car to you. Yes, we're open. We'll pick up your trade or we'll pick up your car to service. So that communication, whatever it is that your dealership is offering, for whatever you're mandated in whatever state you are, that communication has to be somehow send it to your CRM. Right, you should send out an email blast and hit your entire database and let the customers know what it is that your game plan is, whether you're open or you're mandated to close or whatever it is. My customers know, hey, I know you taking calls, right? Your calls are being rerouted to your cell phone. What can you do, or what can I do about my lease return, or what can I do about this? So they already know that they're calling me, that either I'm remotely or I'm doing it by appointment only. So that way, it's not about, hey, are you open? Hey, are you this? That's one thing. BDC should definitely be up and running because those leads got to be engaged with those customers, okay? You haven't touched the leads for 4 weeks. You're going to lose those leads. Those people are sending leads to other dealerships as well. And those other dealerships, remember, 100%. Dealerships like myself, if we didn't stop the advertising, we're still getting those customers at the same time. So the True Cars of the world that go to 3 customers, the one who reaches them first. And right now, people got nothing but time, guys. So they're all answering their phones. So you can't really say, I can't get them on the phone. They're home. They're either working from home or they have no choice but to be, staying at home mandated. So they are at home. You got to talk to them. You got to see what it is that they want. And the number 3 thing is have a digital retail tool on your website that makes the customer get their payment. If you don't give them their information, guys, they will find a dealership that will, okay? I'm giving them everything over the phone, their payment, their out the door number, what the payment is, what the trade value is. I'm getting the pictures of the trade. And when they come and do the trade, I say everything is subject to appraisal. So if I didn't see nothing on the pictures, or if there's no check engine light on the car, I'm gonna see it when they get here, and I'm letting them know, listen, I'm gonna check the car when it gets here so we can do the deal. So everything is subject to appraisal, but most of the time I'm okay with it. You know, I always leave room, obviously, a few dollars here and there so we don't lose the deal overall. But transparency is the number one thing right now. If you're not transparent with the customers, okay, you're gonna lose them. They're gonna get a guy like me on the phone. It's gonna give me everything in 5 minutes, and they're gonna be sending me the credit app right after that. Just like I did with this Mustang guy. I went upstairs, did the video walk around, call me right now. He's like, okay, how much is it? I said, this is your numbers. Out the door is this. He said, I want to pay cash. I said, if you want to finance it, I said, you can give me 10 grand down. Call me back. He says, where do I send you the credit app? Got the credit app. He was calling me while we were doing the show. So I already saw the credit app coming to my Route 1. He's coming tomorrow to pick up the car. He knows the numbers already. So it's very simple. It's very simple. You got to be, you know, forget about what you know, because we have to learn everything all over. Everything all over. And guess what? When this thing is over, people are not going to want to come into the dealership. So people are going to be scared. And remember, if they were forced to buy the car online today, right, and we made it look easier, what makes you think that they're going to want to do it again that way?
Yeah, what are they going to want to say?
Why do I have to come to the dealership? Right, why do I have to come to the dealership if I bought it online and they brought me the car here? So this is going to change customer behavior, man. I'm starting to see that already. You know, we're forcing them to do it online, right? But after that, they're not going to want to come into the dealership. So I want to be ahead of the game and have a process and a system that works. So that way I can do it that. Oh, you want to do it online? Okay, no problem. We'll do everything online.
Boom.
We have both systems.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And that's why projects like you talking about having salespeople from the past in Florida, and they can literally be, or they're like a BDC themselves and just call people, set this stuff up for you.
That's it.
It's a great thing. And I agree 100%. Even when it gets back to normal, it's people are going to want this process.
Right. The new normal, right?
Right. And it's people are going to still want this. Even if there is the people who come on the line, there's still going to be people who want this. So you got to give it to them. You got to give the people what they want, you know? So.
And you have to communicate that with them, because people are out asking their friends. People are going online, and every other dealership was still set. I remember as soon as this all happened, and everybody's kind of scared stiff and trying to figure out, well, what do we do now? What do we do next? I went into work the second day of it, brought in all the camera equipment, lined it up, made the whole storyboard, put together the whole little commercial that's still the front page of our actual dealership site that says, hey, this is how the new process goes. This is how you have to give them a visual. You have to give them an understanding. And our very first episode was about process. Well, before all of this happened, you have a process inside of your store, and every store's process is their own process.
Right.
And the easier that you can explain that process to your customer on, this is how you're going to ride the
transparency
ride.
Right there.
This is how it's going to get you there.
Right. It's going to be a lot harder, guys, because remember, also, there's no emotion attached, right? I just had a deal on a Charger. Guy got me insurance and everything. I've been 3 days. This guy grinding. Finally got him done. And he just texted me. He's like, oh, I'm not going to take the car. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, I just canceled the insurance. You know, I just financially, I don't think it's right, you know, because he doesn't know what's going on, right? His job might not have a job. There's no stability for anybody right now. So it's very easy to walk away from the car. So, you know, this is like the new thing, right? You got to like, shit. So I'm trying to like, what do I say to this guy? So this is the thing, the new objections that I'm learning. And I want to teach it to my guys right away so they can get it, how to overcome it. How to overcome that, because this is going to be the new way. It's very easy for them to say no and walk away from it, because there's no attachment, there's no deposit, there's no nothing, right? So you got to learn it and forget about what you knew, right, before this thing. So to be ahead of this thing. I'm not saying that, you know, some people are like, oh, we're going to get over this and everything's going to go back to normal. Everything's not going to get back to normal, guys, okay? 9/11, when was the last time before 9/11 you took your shoes off to go on a fucking trip? Never, right? Now I go any airport in the world and you got to take your shoes off. That's the new norm, right? So a lot of shit's going to happen like that for us after this thing is over. So you want to be ahead of it and just learn how to either get a little happy medium, but transparency is going to be key. I'm going to tell the customers what it is. Unfortunately right now, because we're not super staff, right? We're a little kind of like cherry picking, but you know, this thing is going to boom. So whoever's ahead of it and whoever got the technology, like I got the technology on the website to do a Zoom call with the customer, you know what I'm saying? Right from the video. So I have that on my website right now. You click a little icon. I can get on a Zoom call with a customer, split the share the screen, and I can go over the numbers with them right there.
Boom. Look at that.
So
Look at that. What a solutionary.
That is right there.
You gotta get creative, man. Zoom is the number one app in the world right now with over 200 million downloads, just so you know. And it's a shitty app, by the way. Okay, it gets hacked a lot. It's crazy, but it's the number one app in the world right now.
We are on Zoom right now, but they ain't paying us. So
we're on Zoom right now. Exactly. There you go. Well, we were part of that. We were part of that 200 million downloads, I guess.
Yeah. Some of it, just a little piece. But you know, and that's all that stuff. Great information, Rudy. Wow.
Yes.
I mean,
awesome.
This is all the stuff that people need to hear. There's a lot of dealers that we all know, and you probably know some dealers that are just hurting right now. They're like completely like hands are up in the air. I don't know what to do next.
They don't know what to do. They're in the headlights type of deal. Like,
it's like, to me, it's like, you know, that one car that everybody kept walking past and knew that the car's dead. You know what I mean? Or sitting on a flat tire. You know what I'm saying? Like, now we got to move that car. Oh, that one's dead. How does everybody know that? How does everybody know there's something wrong with that? You know what I mean? We need to go ahead and find a way to get a jump box added to that. And that's exactly what we're doing right now is we're constantly staying ready. We're constantly staying moving. And the ones that are going to be stuck are the ones that went into stop mode instead of trying to figure out a solution. And even if you're wrong, car guys and car gals out there, you owners, GMs, general sales managers, cleanup department, you have to find a way to make something better. And if you're not trying to find a way, well, then it's just going to get worse. A pond does not move. The water doesn't go nowhere. Right. You have to find a way to make a streamline of new customers move into your store and into your dealership, into your CRM, into your database, whatever the case is. You have to keep that plugging through, and you can't expect.
You know, that's how I measure my success. I guess that's why I keep succeeding, because I'm not afraid of failure. And this thing, listen, I might not have the answer. This is my opinion, okay, for everybody. But I might not have the answers. But you know what? I'm willing to try it. I'm willing to do. You know, if it works, it works. If not, I'm gonna learn from it, tweak it, and move on. You know what I'm saying? But most people, and some people right now, just like you said, you know, they're like, "What do I do? Like, I'm stuck. I'm just gonna write it out." Like, no, man, I'm not gonna just write it out. Like, I'm gonna learn from it and be ahead of it. So hopefully, when this thing is over soon, we'll be in a better place.
That's right.
Yes, and that's exactly right. Wise words from a wise man. Very much
right. So, car guys and car gals, we address the negative. Obviously, there's plenty of reason and there's plenty of negativity that's out there. You can either dive into it and let it consume you, or you can go ahead and turn on the light and vanquish all the darkness around you and make solutions happen. We have then unveiled the positive and said, look, you got to be ahead of the game. Tell your process to your people. If you don't have a process, find a process. Put something together. Guess what you can do? You can change it. If it didn't work, change it. But I'll tell you what's not going to work. Not working.
That's right.
It's not going to help. It's not going to work, folks. So, car guys, car gals, this has been your Jump Box with El Patronn, the car guy, and the subprime hero. We will be right back.
Bam.
Boom.
All right, it's recording now.
All right, car guys, car gals, welcome back. This is an opportunity for us to have another car guy session. That's right, almost on time, but because we're not exactly zooming in the same time space, folks, we're not exactly saying it together. But we have El Patronn, Rudy Tremenio. Say it for me, Rudy.
Got it.
I got it. All right. Well, great. I'm excited to hear what it is in this confession session that he has to share with us. Rudy, it's on you.
Take it away. All right. So I'm going to have to put a little warning, you know, when they say do not try this at home. So do not try this at the dealership, okay? So remember I said the guy, Mike Sharp, that used to be at the dealership for a long time?
Yeah.
So this guy was notorious for ripping up the registrations for the customers that did not buy a car from him. And he will make them go and waste their time at the DMV because they wasted his time. So one Sunday, I think it was, these guys pretty much spent the entire day with me. I think I test drove him in 3-4 different cars. So I kept his license and I cut his license. Okay. The guy came back and complained to my GM, and I gave him the little pieces of the license back because I took it at the dealership. And it was a big lesson to learn. I think I got suspended for 2 weeks. I know some guys like to keep their customer's license and shit like that. Just don't do things like that, man. He bite me in the ass a long time. And it was like the biggest joke at the dealership. You know, oh, don't go to that guy. He cuts your license.
Yeah, he cuts your license.
Well, you better just buy, or if you don't buy.
Yeah, really, man. Really.
You want to keep your license, you need to buy.
So, moral of the story is that the old man used to get away with it, and nobody did anything. You know, when I did it, it's the time that I got caught, and I got suspended for like 2 weeks.
That's tenure.
Well known at it was well known at the dealership. Like, you just don't know how to do it. Like it was a good thing to do, you know. It's
right. I mean, that's
nobody really heard. Nobody has ever really heard that story. So
that's a cool story.
That's an exclusive.
That's an exclusive right here, Car Guys. Yeah, that's it. Man, thank you for that story, Rudy. We appreciate it.
No problem.
That Car Guy confession sessions was certified right there. I loved it, man. It was cool. That's a good story. That's something that a lot of people would probably do or haven't done. I mean, I should say.
I hope they don't do.
Don't do it. You get suspended for 2 weeks.
Seriously.
2 weeks is a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
But he does it. I've seen him do it. Yeah.
I did it when I was like a salesman. Put it that way.
Right.
That was like many ages ago.
Hey, we all done some crazy stuff as salespeople, man. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Car Guys, you know the deal. This has been another fun Car Guy confession session with El Patronn. We will be right back.